We are live. We pressed the live button a little too soon, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Get the tripod action out. We got a lot of stuff already set up anyway, so not a big deal. Definitely clicked the live button a little early though. That's okay. We'll make it work. Ugh. Wow. Well, that was very quick. It's not paying attention. Sorry about that. All chat should be on. Alrighty. RJtheFED, we're live. I have no hat. We were not prepared whatsoever. I clicked the live button way too soon. Got stuff to show off though. First off, glass with a little bit of ice in it. Got a empty Glencairn, glass of ice water, some 13 Colony cash strength. This is an Echoes and Eternity pick. This is for a charity, veteran charity. 5-year, 3-month, 117.41 proof. Got Nate and Thomas Anderson already in the house. What's up? Hopefully no nip slip tonight. We got our Torchlighter. We got our Juno's cutter. We've got a pack of cigars. The Cohiba we bought, that's the Robusto. I have no information on any of these because I would have to open up Discord to look for them, and we're live right now, so we were not prepared for it. We, like I said, pressed live too soon. What's up, Matt from Whiskey Wisdom and Dollar Bill Will? But we did get a sample pack of a bunch of different cigars. No idea what we're smoking on. Nate sent us a message with a picture for today's score. I can't even look at that right now without pausing the live, so we'll get into that. Mom came by. We got from the distillery of Teeling, they were out there in Dublin, Ireland, a sample pack. I am struggling to pull said sample pack out of the package. There we go. 3 offerings. We've got a single malt, a small batch, and a pot still. I believe they are all 92 proof. All of them are 92 proof. They're all 50 milliliters. So we will check probably 1 or 2 or all 3 of those out tonight. We will see. We also got a sample pack from Bushmills. They weren't able to go into the distillery for Bushmills, but they did pick up the sample pack. This one is 2 different Black Bush, both sherry cask. It looks like they're the exact same. I don't see any difference on those. And then the original sherry cask should be pretty good though. And since we have an extra one, maybe we'll give one of those away on a later date. It's gonna be kind of tough since we're on the phone and we're running vertical for the short audience. But let's grab us a cigar, and you guys can watch from the beginning. I think we figured out how to light a cigar and not butcher this. So I told the wife to pick one. I think she did pick one, but I am not sure. Yeah, we'll grab this one. I told her to pick one out. We'll see how it goes. We're going to struggle, I already know, but we'll figure it out. This is a Cuban classic, Don Pepin Garcia. And we will struggle. Kind of last minute. It's alright though. Assuming we pull this off. So we'll need to cut that. Got our stick. Looks pretty nice. I'm assuming that the tape and the adhesive will kind of loosen whenever we get close to it so we can pull it off, or it'll just peel off like that. We'll leave the other one on to keep the stick. Get our cutter. We will cut on both ends, just a little bit off the front, a little bit off the back. The Whiskey Shaman, what's up, buddy? A little snip. Nice clean cut. A little bit off the back too, so we have some air to drag on. Nice sharp cut. I think that was part of our issue too with the first one, is we didn't have a good cutter. We actually got this through promotional through Juno's, so shout out to Juno's. And then we got our torch. So we will see if we can get this going. Smoking a cheap Quorum cigar and sipping the OGD 7-year. Well, I think we got that one lit pretty quickly. We'll see how it burns on how well I actually did, but I think we did all right. Is it very expensive? I don't think any of these were very expensive. These were actually sent to me by Mark Duffy, so expensive to me, they were free. Expensive to the average consumer. I think the most expensive steak in here is maybe $20 or $25, which I think is kind of pricey for a cigar, but for some of the cigar snobs, probably like they'd laugh at that price. I think anything more than $7 to $10 a stick is kind of pricey. A little bit of the cigar paper. That was from my cut. 100% my fault on that one. We will see if we can open up this and get trying one of these Teelings. So, my parents don't really drink whiskey like that, especially my dad. But it was cool then that they were there to pick up this little sample pack. There were some friends that do drink, and it seemed like Kevin was the only one that seemed to like any of the stuff from Teeling. So we'll see how these go. Kind of cool box though. Whiskey Shaman says he can't smoke cigars. He's tried a few times, it just makes him sick. You know, we used to smoke a really long time ago. We don't really smoke now, but now that we have a sample pack, we kind of have a reason to go through some of these. I don't plan on making this a standard habit, so no, I don't really want a bunch of cigar samples or cigars in general. As Thomas Anderson said, he's been smoking cigars for over 50 years. So we don't mind trying them, but man, they're smoky, they're stinky, they burn a long time. Some of them don't taste very good. It's kind of rough. We're gonna try the small batch first from Teeling. So, and we did bring, like I said, some ice water out here along with the rocks glass too. So if we like them, we'll continue on them. If we don't, we'll mix them or dump them, and then we have a water glass to rinse. The cigar itself, as far as a strong like taste, like I don't know, it's tough. It's not like normal whiskey that I would drink where I can pull out flavors and stuff. I'm sure some of these cigars have some similar notes that people pull out from them. A lot of them, I'm assuming, is from their lips being wet on the paper. I don't really know anything about cigars. Dark, light, flavor profiles. At the end of the day, it's smoking tobacco essentially. So maybe I'm too new to it to be able to say anything more than that. But figured we'd try it, so we like it. We'll put it on the list. If we don't like it, we'll move on. Like I said, don't plan on making this a habit, but if we have one that we really, really like, we'll add it to the list so we can get more of them. And like I said, Mark Duffy's the one who actually sent me the sample pack, so we've got some information on these. Is it spicy? No, I mean, I don't think so. I think it's mainly just the smoke coming back in my eyes. The Teeling smells very sweet. Like I said, we already had some of this cash strength earlier, so we're going from 117 proof down to 92 proof. So I think it's 92 or 94. Smoking shit cigars is like drinking shit whiskey. Well, I hope this isn't a shit cigar. It'll definitely impact our flavors on tasting these whiskeys. I know that for a fact, but we'll see. Sam cigars are spicy. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what makes the cigar spicy? I don't know if I've ever smoked a spicy cigar before, so that could also be part of the issue too. Pretty good burn on this one, I guess. The paper's got a little bit of a crack or split right there, but I've been watching how it burns, how it runs. streaks or trails, so try to keep up with it. We just don't really smoke cigars, so I couldn't really tell you, Justin. Apologize for that. Kind of a last minute live stream. Figured we'd pop in and enjoy some. And like I said, this was in the mail today, Mr. Mark Duffy. So cheers to him. Thanks for the samples. Sent him a bunch of whiskey and some 3D prints. Whiskey and cigar. Yo, what's up, buddy? Well, that's perfect. The name fits. We're drinking Teeling whiskey small batch right now from a little sample bottle we got from Dublin, and then got a cigar. What's up, Joe? So we got Joe and Thomas Anderson, two of the Michigan guys, up in the chat. What's up, guys? Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what I'm looking for in a cigar. What I think is considered good or bad. What I like, what I don't like. Honestly, smoking is not really my thing. That's not bad. There's a little bit of a smoky peated note on the small batch. It's very faint. Um, if someone wanted to try this one, this was their rum cask, their small batch rum cask, and then like I said, we got a single malt as well and a pot still. So pretty fancy little, like I said, little sample box here. So we'll put the small batch up, and then I'll do a little glass rinse, and then we'll move on to, I guess, the single malt. They're all the same proof point. They've got a little bit of information I can read off of them too. So the small batch, Teeling small batch celebrates our spirit of innovation, with each step of the process imparting a unique, distinct character to our flagship Irish whiskey. Hand-selected grain and malt whiskey, initially aged in ex-bourbon barrels for 4 years and specially chosen for their quality, are married together in high-quality rum casks for at least 12 months, creating a unique dried fruit profile. Have you tried to carry Cigar? Cigar? I don't know what that is. Whiskey and Cigar said he's a Alabama here, home of Detling. I do like me some Detling. I got some guys out there in Bama that have been able to help me get some samples of it. I've never had a bottle of Detling before, but I like that toffee and that milk chocolate note that I get on a lot of the Detling. Thomas says that after smoking premium cigars, it's hard to go back to the cheap ones, like I'm smoking right now. What's a cheap cigar, Thomas? Like, if you had to put like a rough price, I mean, spitball it, ballpark it. Like, what is considered a cheap cigar to you, and then what do you consider like a more premium cigar? What price point would be number one? Obviously, some people charge more for garbage too, but what's a price point roughly, a ballpark for it? And the next one we're going to try is going to be the single malt. Single malt says Teeling single malt is crafted using 100% malted barley, including some unique crystal malts, and matured in combination of 5 different casks: bourbon, virgin oak, virgin American oak, Madeira, Caracolos, and ruby port. Our single malt delivers a unique fruit-forward flavor profile that is complex yet balanced, delivering a symphony of flavor unique to Irish whiskey. That's their single malt. Let's get a little, like I said, water in this one. A little glass rinse. What whiskey do you know my drink? I drink a ton of different whiskeys, mainly bourbons. So if you're looking for a bourbon recommendation, tell me what you like as far as a distillery, brand, or flavor profile, and we'll get you there. $5 is cheap, premium is $10 and up. Okay, so then I would say that out of the sample pack, based off the prices on what I could find that he sent me, most of these are premium cigars. I say most. There's a few that were just under $10, so probably pushing the line. I don't like spending too much money, like I said, on a stick, but that's good to know for a rough price point. $5 versus the 10 plus for a premium. What is my favorite kind of whiskey? Well, as far as what I've been buying, at least recently, I'm a big sucker for Buffalo Trace, Old Forester, and Jack Daniels for distilleries. It's like my top 3, I would say. My go-tos for like what I'd consider like a daily pour that's low proof: Jack Daniel's 10 year, Old Forester Black Label, the single barrels, 100 proofers, and then for Buffalo Trace, I like the Hancocks for the low proof stuff. But as far as cash strength goes, I love Old Forester Blue Labels. As far as Buffalo Trace, I like some of their higher proof stuff too, like their Stag Junior. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I really like stuff that's at cash strength. I like that 125 proof and above typically, and I do like it to have fruity tasting notes such as orange or like cherry, some stone fruit, or apple notes. Favorite bourbon just in general, like it's tough. I've got a lot. I have over 100 open bottles. Like the two that I prize, like that I don't really share too often with people. I've got a 2024 George T. Stag. It's a Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, and then I'm a big fan of out of Georgia, 13th Colony. I have a 15th anniversary that I only open on anniversaries, whether it be birth dates or wedding anniversary. It's a white labeled bottle, and it's like a 200 bottle roughly on MSRP. They go for like 450 on secondary, and the proof point's just under hazmat. It's like 138, 139 proofer. We like a wide variety though. We have a ton of stuff, so I mean, it just kind of depends on what you want. I'm a huge sucker for anything honey finished. If it's got honey finished on it, for those barrels, pretty up there for my list too. So, Teeling single malt definitely has a lot of fruit on the nose. Like I said, the cigar is probably going to impact that quite a bit though, but we'll try. There's fruit there for sure, but like I think this one has a lot more of that smoky peated note than the small batch does for sure. I'm not a huge fan of peat, by the way. Yeah, some of the bottles are a lot of money, Justin. The 13 Colony, like I said, 450 on secondary. George T. Sag's like 600 on secondary. Dwan, what's up, buddy? I have no idea what I'm smoking. This is a Don Pepin Garcia. I think this is one of those like original Cuban classic or Cuban classic, old Cuban classic. I know nothing about any of these. These are sample pack. The only one I knew about was I bought a Cohiba Winston Churchill that we smoked last time we did a live out in the garage. We got that one Cohiba in there. That's the Winston Churchill, and then everything else was sent to us, including this one from Mr. Mark Duffy. So we know nothing about cigars. Like he'll have to tell you. What's up, JL? And then we're also drinking. We got the little sample pack from Dublin, Ireland. My parents went out to Ireland from Teeling, and then we also have from the distillery a little sample pack of the Bushmills. Justin wants to know what I drink every day. An open bottle. We don't drink every day, but when we do, it's we just grab something off the shelf. We normally play a game. We hang out in Discord. What's up, Adam? How was the death whiskey? Or are you probably talking about the death whistle? It's inside. It's really not that loud. It was hard to discern. Drinking every day though, Justin. Like honestly, I just say an open bottle because we normally play a game in Discord where I'll ask one guy what shelf, one, two, or three. One being like top tier, two being a lot of my mid tier bottles, and then three being like not my bottom shelf stuff, but my cheaper bottles, along with some other stuff that's not whiskey, like vodka, gins, tequilas, rums. And then whoever picks the shelf will have someone else pick a number 1 through like 36 because we have about 36 bottles per shelf. And then depending on what number they pick, we'll find the bottle associated with that. And that's what we drink. We just let people randomize our drinking on whatever we drink. The Cigar Apostle, what's up, buddy? The Cigar Apostle, I'm pretty sure we've talked in Discord. I think I sent you a sample pack relatively recently too. I don't know if you've gotten into any of those samples, but if I remember right, you're south of me, and you haven't tried a lot of high end or I say high end, expensive whiskeys. So I sent you everything that went to you was a sample that was at least $100 or more for MSRP, so you could try it and see that just because it costs more doesn't mean it's better. There's some really good bottles out there for 60 to 80 bucks, and it's kind of hard to justify or qualify spending that crazy price on a bottle of whiskey, especially if it's a shot at dark, like you've never had it or tried it before. So hopefully that sample pack will let you know if there's something that you like. And if you do like something out of there and you want to get a bottle of something, we can try to make something happen, and I can try to get it at a more affordable price. Today is a good day. Yesterday was a good day. We got some Weller 12s. We picked up three. Let's see if we can get that light to turn back on. There we go. We got three Weller 12s. We got one today for $51.47. Spending remind me to get better taste. Well, spending a lot of money doesn't always equal better. Good choices. Okay, good to hear. Good to hear. Hopefully we can chat sometime, Cigar Apostle and Adam's server again, Major Zero's Discord, and we can talk about what you tried, what you liked, what you didn't like, and try to give recommendations based off that. Maybe another sample pack. We got plenty of packaging materials out here in the garage. We can send some more stuff out. And now that I have packaging material, no reason why I can't send some stuff out to Adam again, so Adam can have some stuff. Yeah, the single malt, it's good. It's got a lot more peat though than the small batch. Probably not my go-to. It is a little bit more fruity, but the peated part of that Scotch is kind of rough for me. Oh, what kind of gin do I like? Oh, I'm a big fan of any like London dry gin. I don't really have too many preferences. I try a wide variety. As far as like a mixer gin, like a go-to all day, every day bottle, it's like under $20. You can buy a 1.75 liter handle of New Amsterdam. I think it's pretty good to mix with. Um, Empress, I know it's kind of gimmicky. They've got a lot of like tasting packs too. The wife bought that for me as a gift. I thought that was pretty good. And then I have another one that I haven't opened or tried yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty good. That my parents got me when they were out, actually in Amsterdam. That I'll need to try too. Joe just said he revisited the Barrel Foundation, and it was really solid. Barrel does put out some good products. Foundation, I'm trying to remember which one that one is. Kind of struggling with that though. Can you get good whiskey for 40 bucks? Absolutely. My number one go-to, and I recommend this to like everybody, especially like new drinkers. I've got coworkers, supervisors, and managers I take care of with this bottle. Early Times Bottled in Bond. It's a blue label. It is a 100 proof. That's part of the Bottle and Bond Act. It has to be 100 proof. The only way they can water it down is with water to that 100 proof point. It's a minimum of 4 years aged, and the Early Times Bottled and Bond is a 1 liter bottle. It doesn't have to be, but that's what they chose to, and it's typically around $20 to $30. Some of the best budget for that $20 to $30 bottle you can. Justin just said you get good whiskey for 20 bucks. Yeah, honestly, Early Times Bottled and Bond. It's like I think it's like $22 out the door at my local specs for Early Times Bottled and Bond. That's about as cheap as you can go. I wouldn't go any cheaper than that. If you move up to that $25 to $30 range, I mean, you can get like Buffalo Trace, but I don't think it's as flavorful as the Early Times. They're both distributed by Sazerac. Didn't even know they did store picks. Trying to think what else is in that lower price point. It's kind of Yep, Joe said Wild Turkey 101. Feel like that kind of a nuttier profile. Dewan says bigger cigar smoker than drinker, guys. You guys got Discord for cigars, send it to me. I don't have a Discord for cigars directly, but we do have some groups that they have a big crossover between whiskey and cigars. They're not focused on one or the other, but they have a wide variety of both, and some are definitely more cigar drinkers rather than drinkers. So, Dewan, if you want to reach out to me for Discord, I can get you in some of those groups too. I've found a few recently that are definitely more cigar oriented, but they do both. Ah. All right, those are glass rinse, and then this is the last one from the Teeling set, the pot still. Kevin Bradley said it's pronounced Dwayne. Got that OGD 114. OGD 114 is rough though, so like qualifier on that one. That is like a sub $20 bottle typically. but it has a cinnamon note to it, similar to like red hot candy. So if cinnamon is not a fan favorite of yours, you probably won't like the OGD 114. But if you don't mind that cinnamon tasting note, OG 114 is absolutely a great recommendation. I don't like that note, so I won't ever recommend it to anyone. But I can definitely speak to it if you don't mind that cinnamon note. It is a fantastic pour for the price, so that's definitely a good recommendation for sure. There's our little Teeling set. Oh, I guess we didn't read the last one. We should probably read the last one that we poured up, which is the pot still. Pot still, Teeling single pot still is crafted using a unique Irish mash bill consisting of 50% malted and 50% unmalted barley that has been triple distilled. These ingredients create a truly unique Irish whiskey, and when combined with maturation in Virgin American oak, bourbon, and sherry casks, craft our take on the famous traditional Dublin pot still style of Irish whiskey. So we'll see how that tastes. So tempted to get to the Teeling Notre Dame bottle just for the bottle. Oh, I can call you whatever you like. It is Dwayne. We'll call you Dwayne. I see the D and I ignore it almost like it's a J and say Juan. I think Juan E. Like I feel so bad. We'll call you Dwayne. We won't give a harsh accent to it. We'll just call you Dwayne. How about that? I'm sorry, man. I had to do it. Have you tried any bad whiskey that you didn't like? Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Do we have a list? One of the bottles we still have in our possession, I like to send samples out to people. A lot of people think because I'm in Texas, oh, how do you like Still Austin? Or do you have any recommendations from Still Austin? I'm like, I have a bottle of Still Austin. I could promise anybody who thinks they like Still Austin, if they try it, it is some of the most heinous, disgusting whiskey I've ever had from Still Austin. It is a one-off single barrel that is probably the worst whiskey I've ever had, and I always give it to people when they ask. But it was rough. It was a single barrel at cash strength. It was a store pick, and it was terrible. And it was like 65, $70. And I just that was one of my first bottles I got when I got into whiskey that I was like so disappointed by. But there's tons out there that I've definitely spent money on and I didn't like, and I don't ever buy again. I try to not dwell on the bad ones. I try to just move on and buy ones that I think are good, and try to refrain from buying ones that I've tried before. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't memorable or it wasn't good. I just focus on ones that were good or great and try to buy and find more of those. Did I send a sample to Doc? I don't think I did, Joe, but that might be a good idea. He likes Still Austin. I bet I could send him some samples and just be like, yo, try this. Really sweet on the nose for the pot still. A little bit of a peat note on this one too. I think out of the three, I think the small batch was definitely like the rum cast finish one was the more neutral one. The single malt and pot still both have a little bit of a peated note. The pot still and single malt both have some sweet notes to them. I'm assuming from the ex sherry on the pot still that we're drinking now, but not bad, not bad. Not really a Scotch drinker though. I don't think anyone except Kevin liked some of these when they were out there. It was my parents, mom and dad, and then Christine and Tyler, another couple that were with them. And I don't think any of them really cared for these except for Kevin, which kind of makes sense. My dad doesn't drink whiskey like that. My mom used to drink some bottom shelf whiskey stuff when used to live out on the ranch, but been a long time since I think she's really drank whiskey like that. 3D printing too. By the way, we've been doing a lot of 3D prints. We've been trying to give away some of those too. We've got barrels that'll hold Glencairns. We got barrels that'll hold Wheatlands. We got Glen toppers. We need to get some more of those sent out and given out. Pretty much if you get samples from me, I've been adding some 3D prints to them. If I know you, if I don't know you, just make yourself known that you want something like that, and we'll send some stuff. We've also been doing coasters and covers for like rocks glasses as well. So if you want like a coaster or rocks glass, it'll work with even like big cups, like the drinking restaurant style cups too, like from the Dr. Pepper factory example that you might have seen before, like Coca-Cola. We've got big prints of like 3D printed eagles that'll hold bottles, not this 13th colony bottle, but just liquor bottles in general. It's mainly meant for wine bottles that we've given away. So I think the cigar is pretty solid. Um, like I said, I don't know what makes a cigar good or what makes a cigar bad. That's a question I'll have to ask for the average smoker. Um, like I said, I'm just not familiar. It's not bad though. Sticker comes off, like I said, as the cigar burns, that heat gets closer. I was told that it loosens the adhesive and makes it easier to remove. We are showing all messages, making sure I'm not missing anything. If you guys have any questions for me too, feel free to ask them. Ask away. We might save the Bushmills for next time. I'm not sure yet. We do have at least... It's a 3-pack, but I think 2 of them are the exact same. I don't think there's any difference on them. Quick glass rinse. Ugh. Yeah, I think 2 of them are the exact same, so I think we will open this because there's just 2 different ones to try. Once again, shout out to Mark Duffy for the cigar sample pack. Something to try. I wish we knew how to talk about cigars into a more sophisticated manner. Hey, JC, what's up, buddy? Had your first cigar a couple weeks ago. Had a professional to answer my questions. How do I avoid the tip getting so wet from my saliva? I legit had to cut it 4 times during my smoke. The outside of your lip, there's almost no saliva on the outside of your lip. So it's like literally like, it's hard from a nerd perspective. Like we used to play woodwinds. We played the saxophone, alto sax to be more specific. You use your lips against the mouthpiece. As I almost drop it, I caught it. But that stops it from getting too wet, because if it does get too wet, you will have to cut it again, because airflow doesn't work through moisture. So, but yeah, puffs, quick puffs too. Give it time to dry. The outside of it will get a little wet, but the back part, once you cut it where you get your airflow through, should not get wet. But I'm still an idiot. Jonathan Jones wants to know how you missed this much. Well, it helped if I didn't accidentally click the go live before I was ready, so I couldn't advertise. But glad to have you here. We're going to try this Bushmill. This is the Black Bush. This is the sherry cask. I have a feeling I'm probably going to like this one more than I like the original, but we wanted to try these. Like I said, parents couldn't actually go visit the distillery other than just to pick up little sample packs, so pretty happy about that. These are the exact same on the 2 of them. So, like I said, we'll probably give the other one away that hasn't been opened on a stream. And then we'll try the original shortly after this sherry cask while we finish up this cigar, which will probably take quite a while. And I will say, Josh, while you are smoking, sometimes you get these little runs where the paper doesn't quite burn. My best approach to that is to take your torch. I do recommend a torch. And hit it from a distance and kind of get closer to help get that to burn more evenly. Because an uneven cigar will have issues further down the road if you let it continue, versus if you can kind of try to correct the issue as you smoke it. No experience either. I just know cigars was not one-time thing. My first one was pleasant experience. Yeah, cigars are tough. I'm still trying to learn. That's a hell of a pour. It's your favorite Irish that you've had, anyways. Oh, I mean, this is pretty good. Like that sherry finish came through very pleasantly, and there's no peat on that one. That's very tasty. I can see why that might actually be one of your favorites. I like Natterjack, the cash strength one for sure. Another one, the Keeper's Heart. The Keeper's Heart one's pretty tasty, pretty good at a cash strength version. These are all low proof. These are 80 proof for the Bushmills, and the Teelings I think are they 94? I think they're 94. I feel like my eyes aren't working right now. 92. 92 proof. You hold your cigar with your teeth. I don't ever hold it with my teeth, but that might be a good idea too. Need to torch my first one. I use a Zippo. Well, we got a couple of those smoker kits for like the whiskey, so you can do like the little wood chips, and you put a cover over your glass, and you can put smoke in them. And they came with the torches, so we didn't even have to buy a torch. I have a couple torches somewhere. I don't know, probably at my parents' house. I've got a smoke kit at my parents' house with some wooden pipes. Maybe I need to go find those and get those out again. Smoke in the eye. Rookie mistake. Don't blow smoke in your eye. Screw Natterjack, man. I fear that frog. Natterjack's pretty good. I like the cash strength. The mistake is all right, and then the regular offering, it's okay. You like that sherry finish on it. Typically don't like it in a scotch, but it shines on that black bush. It does. It does. Sherry finish in general is pretty good. Some of them, it's more of like a bitter note, and then some of them are more of a sweet note. This is definitely on the sweeter side for sure. That black bush is pretty good. Roland, whenever he's in town from Oklahoma, I'm going to try to save some of these so I can go by and see him and let him try some of these, because that's the kind of stuff that he brings for me to try as far as samples going. And I think he was talking about either Teeling or Bushling, Bushmills. Bushmills, I think he's given me samples of before, but the Teeling, I think, is what he was talking about. I think he talked about a cash strength version, which I don't have, but I should definitely bring these by for him to try next time he's in town. Put a smoke kit on Christmas list. Don't want much else. Yeah, I mean, I have 2 smoke kit too. So if you don't get your Christmas wish, I'll buy you one. They're pretty cool. I mean, the wood chips are kind of gimmicky. The flavor from the smoke that you get, like apple wood or cherry wood that you put on top of your glass, is it's kind of cool. It's weird, but the main thing is you can get like a torch lighter out of it, and then you can kind of get a different experience. They normally come with a couple rocks glasses as well, and most of them also come with an ice mold. So if you want that big ice craft ice cube, they're pretty good value for what they are. Yeah, that Bushmills Black is pretty solid. The Black Bush, that sherry finish is really good. I actually think that's my favorite so far, especially even out of the Teelings. Although the Teelings small batch was pretty solid too, and that was a rum cask. We'll pour up some of the Bushmills, the original, and see how this one tastes. Yeah, it's funny. My dad, whenever he's going out and about, he will send me pictures of the duty-free stores, and I try to explain to him that, like, bourbon, it's made in here in America, so if it's out there in duty-free, unless it's like a limited edition offer, it's going to be just the generic stuff. But they do have some special releases too for some of the Scotch and Irish whiskeys out there. So it's just kind of a matter of finding like what you want, what your niche is. If there's a bottle that you want, it's only in duty free, then he can get access to them. But it's tough because a lot of those duty frees are kind of like very touristy, kind of harder to find the right offerings. But cool little set. Like I said, it comes with 2 black bushes. Those are the exact same bottle, so we're only pouring up the 2 from that. The other one will keep sealed, and then we tried the full lineup of these as well. Oh, Joe, we drink all those samples, by the way. We did those off stream. Jonathan says, prepare to be disappointed. Oh no, buddy. I don't want to be disappointed by the original for the Bush The Bushmills. Joe sent me some samples and we tried them. One was ooh, you're gonna have to remind me, Joe. One of them was the Rare Breed non-chill filtered. Another one was the Penelope X Sherry cask, and then there was one other. I'm drawing a blank, but I've already tried and drank through all of them. The Rare Breed non-chill filtered. I don't remember it being anything special, but I do remember it being definitely better than normal Rare Breed. And I know we drank through it pretty quickly because obviously we didn't have any to save for a later date, so we probably drank all 2 ounces in one sitting while we were playing games on Discord. So thank you for those samples, and like I said, they were all samples I had never tried before as well. There you go, Josh. Yeah, using the wood chips on bottom shelf whiskey like Old Overholt or Templeton, that's perfect. Honestly, like any whiskey that doesn't really stand out to you or isn't super flavorful, or that is on the cheaper side, definitely hit it with that smoke. And the ice molds are pretty cool too for the finished whiskeys. Some of the higher cash strength whiskeys too. Don't sleep on them. This 13 Colony cash strength store pick is good. I actually think it's better over ice. So like just because you pay some money for a cash strength whiskey, don't you can't proof it down yourself or chill it with some craft ice. It helps. That's right, Joe. The Blood Oath 11 was the other one. That was a solid pour too. That's a Lux Row LE bottle. So craft ice, don't be afraid to use it on some more expensive stuff too. All right. Oh, Jonathan said prepare for the disappointment. Little sweet, tiny bit of peat, flavor almost non-existent. Wow. Yeah, disappointment. It's cool that they had two black bushes in there though. The black bush was really good, so I know they're only 50 mLs to try. I think it'd have been better if they would have had a third option instead of having two of the same, but that's not bad. But the classic, the original, yeah, that's kind of lacking. Looking forward to the Booker's Reserve. I haven't seen any Booker's Reserve in a while either. Um, Last couple days, we've picked up three Weller 12s. We paid 51.50 roughly out the door for all three. Each one was 51.50. We paid. We got some E.H. Taylors, small batch for 50. Um, Single barrel and straight rye for 70 each, and a barrel proof for 80. Got a Hancock's that was sent to us for free. Haven't tried it yet. We got a Yellowstone 2025, the LE also, and then it was a 375 Neely family. It was experimental. It's a pot stilled. It's at cash strength. It's pretty unique, pretty different. Oh, Josh wants to know if I could explain non-chill filtration. Also, I've been reluctant on 13 Colony. I had a chance for 2025 cash ring, but I heard it was the most mediocre one so far. $9 for me. $90 for the regular cash rings. I would pass on those as well. I have some pretty exceptional 13 Colony samples I can get to you too, Josh. I know we've been behind. I still have your empty bottles. I need to get back to you. We'll talk about non-chill filter in a second. Joe said at least 200 for a Weller here if you are lucky. Well, for 51.50 a piece, if someone really wants a Weller 12, we can make something happen, Joe. Maybe I need to send you one as a gift since you've taken care of me too. Got the H small batch of specs for 53.99. Yeah, they're like $60.07 out the door for the H Taylor small batch, but we got a couple online for 50 a piece, so I was pretty happy with that price. Non-chill filtered. So barrel whiskey, it's time to take the barrel of whiskey and bottle it. There's filtration that goes on there. Typically, they'll dump it over some charcoal for filtering. Some of them will also do it through essentially like an ice, like to chill it to that's the chilling part. And when they do that, it pulls some of the oils and some of the flavor out of the whiskey. So having non-chill filtered whiskey, that chilling factor can influence the flavor versus non-chill filtering. You're going to get truly like the closest you can to straight from the barrel for taste without losing flavor through filtration. One of the big things that I'll see on that too is like examples like the old Weller Antique 107s. You can have some store picks that are non-chill filtered. They are night and day between those and just a regular 107 that is chill filtered. Same thing with like the sample Joe sent me, like the rare breed non-chill filtered versus chill filtration. We just went completely dark. Let's get that light back on. There we go. Oh, you've been patient. Your Discord is huge. My Discord's small now. We got rid of the old one, have a new one, and we haven't really invited many people to it at all. We spent a lot of time on relocation. The rest of them are on my server. We only have like 50 something members on the new one because we don't really advertise it too much. Oh, Joe said he won a Weller 12 a while back. That's nice. That's sweet. Thought the chill filtration system was a number 7 thing only. No. They do it on a lot of stuff. I'm not sure exactly why they choose to go that route. Maybe for consistency, but non-chill filtered is typically better in my opinion for most of the offerings I've tried. Yeah, the Bushmills Classic was not a home run hitter, so if Jonathan's still here, probably wouldn't recommend someone buying that. I think the Blackbush, that Sherry Cast finish, that's a pretty solid pour, honestly. We got a little bit of our craft ice left, so we're gonna pour up our bottle that we brought out here because we knew we'd probably run out of our 13 Colony cash strength. This is, like I said, Sean from Echoes of Eternity. They did a veterans charity pick. Pour some of that up. Trying to kill this bottle actually because these bottles with these big round bases, they take up a ton of shelf space for how the bottle sits there, and we're not a big fan of that. We need a little bit more shelf space. We're kind of running out of room right now. Color consistency and stability takes away some of the fatty acids. Like I said, it binds to some of those oils and stuff and removes them, and that definitely affects the flavor profile for sure. Bottle will get cloudy without the filtration. Bartenders hate it. I could see the cloudiness being hard to sell. I don't really care if the bottle is cloudy. Matter of fact, most of my finished whiskeys are very cloudy or hazy, especially the honey ones. The honey finished ones are very hazy. But yeah, we got a cigar pack. I don't know. He said it's like low to no maintenance. It's got one of those little humidity control packs, 2-way humidity control, 69%, 8-gram pack in here. No mess, no worries, enjoy. Try to stop our cigars from drying out. We'll try to hang out with some people that smoke cigars. Maybe they'll be more educated on them, and then maybe we can help get through some of these samples and actually have some information for the cigar smokers. Josh said he's tried the Bushmills Black. You didn't like it. Don't know if it was a sherry finish or if it was Irish. Shows it was bad in coffee. Oh, you put it in coffee. It's bad in coffee. It gets poured out. AJ, what's up, buddy? I want to say AJ's in Indiana right now. Is that right? It's been a long time, man. You would have loved it, man. We actually went to the Specs on Cooper the other day, and we picked up a Weller 12 while we were there. Chuck's gone, man. Chuck's gone. The era and age of Chuck is gone. The manager's still there, but Chuck is no longer there. So I know that was one of AJ's boys, but that guy was a freaking asshole to so many people for no reason. 3.5 weeks you're moving to Germany for pro wheelchair basketball. Let's go. That's awesome, man. Pro ball in Germany. That's crazy. Where at in Germany, do you know? I would assume you would know if you're moving in 3.5 weeks. Yeah, you're not missing much out here, AJ. The people are sweaty out here for whiskey. I mean, Weller 12's been dropping, Eagle Rare, Blanton's. Hancocks, which is what I've been looking for in every store I've gone to. They don't have any Hancocks, so our buddy Tyler out in the west side of town, he picked up a Hancock's for us, but we've got 3-wheeler 12s. That's about all we've been able to find. So maybe we'll get out and about tomorrow. I don't know if we go out tomorrow. Specs East Chase should have some stuff. I think that might be one of the only few stores that gets anything. Maybe the store in Euless, but I don't know if we'll go that far north. But we're going to be looking at probably more Weller 12. How much Weller 12 does someone need? I mean, I'm not going to pass on it for $51 if I'm already there, but it's tough. I think our cigar is almost out. I think it's my fault. Get the end hot again. Oh, 13 colony cash strength. Not a bad bottle, especially as a store pick. Any of the cigar smokers still here? I'm curious on how you guys save a cigar. I know you can just clip the end, but relighting one after you clipped it, especially once you get all the burnt out, I feel like that's probably a difficult task in itself too. Trying to do a relatively quick live. I mean, we've been rolling for 52 minutes. Once we hit that hour mark, we're going to go ahead and call it quits. I mean, we're sitting out in the garage. It's pitch black out here, and at some point, we just got to go back inside. We'll take a quick shower and probably hop on Discord, play some video games. So if you guys want an invite to the Discord, someone's in the Discord wants to send the invite, or I can send out the new one. We have a new Discord now. We're just going to be hanging out, playing some games, and drinking some whiskey. Obviously, I don't smoke inside. Really don't smoke hardly at all. So, but thanks for everyone that's popped in. Especially if you got any more questions, feel free to ask them now. Especially if it's related to joining the Discord. 3D printing has been a big thing for me lately. We still got lots of whiskey. Cigars is kind of a new adventure that we've kind of gone down, but we're not really going too far with that one, or at least we're trying not to. So, there we go. Dollar bill in chat. Nate says tastes like ass after you relight it. Is that true, Nate? Please don't tell me that's true. If that's true, I'll be more mindful of that, and I'll probably try to cut even more, and then just put the rest of it into a. I have some wood pipes. I just have to go pick them up. I haven't picked them up. That's my fault. Trying to cut these cigars, man. There we go. We got to cut. Our cigar's out. Everything else that's still burning is on the floor now. Got our cutter. Ooh, what did we say? Make ashtrays. I've thought about making ashtrays actually, even though they're going to be 3D printed. My concept is to have an outer ring or shell, because like you're not going to put the part that's burning typically on that. The part that'll be hot and burning will be actually sitting in the dish, and have that plastic piece have custom logos on it for you guys to use, and you can ash on that. And then when they get hot or melted, depending on what plastic we use, some of them will be more heat sensitive than others. You can just swap it out for a whole nother one. So you want to represent a sports team, you want to represent a YouTuber, whatever you guys want to do. We'll do custom logos. We can do your name on them, however you guys want. We can do seasonal, holiday ones. But I have considered ashtrays. We are thinking about that. Trying to be mindful of putting obviously something that's burning on plastic though. I don't want to have anyone have some melted plastic and be like, oh, what the hell, man, this is gonna melt. Like I want to when I send like the ring out for that main ashtray part, that'll be like the cool solid part. We'll try to put something around the outer wall of it too for decoration or for design, and then the actual like discs themselves will be replaceable. So we can send a couple discs with you if you guys want an ashtray. Jesse's heading to Orlando with the wife for first vacation. Just us in 20 years. Going to try brown butter old fashioned at Epcot. If you need connections out there, Joe, I've got a lot of family out there in Florida, including one of them is a travel agent, specifically to help with vacations, especially to Disney, because that's her stomping ground. So if you need some last minute stuff, man, I can see if I can get that information to you and get it sent over. Jonathan says that hope to get my hands on a Weller 12 when I'm back in your area for Christmas. You probably will, man. Depending on what time. Um, Specs drop is definitely going to be happening. Like I said, a lot of Weller 12s dropping too. If you can't get one, I mean, if you're in town, I don't see these bottles that I picked up going anywhere recently. There's no reason why I can't let one go at my cost. There's no reason to make a lot of money. I feel like Nate just wanted me to blow on a cigar or something like that. Let me get the light back on. Ugh. He said, blow all the smoke out. That'll help. Jonathan says, you like the 12-year better than full. I actually like the full proof better than 12. That's crazy. I'm weird, but you like what you like. Yeah, I mean, you do like what you like. The full proof, obviously higher proof. The 12-year lower proof. But yeah, for sure. That's funny, Josh, that you said that. We were actually watching the one of the SpongeBob movies. Doodle Bob, me hoy, me hoy. Can you convert me to Islam now on stream? You can try, Dream. You can try. Be a tough one, man. We work at an international airport. We see the good, the bad, and the ugly in everybody. Itinerary is full, but good to know. Yeah, I mean, if you just need help, like I said, I got cousins and family, uncles, nieces, nephews. A lot of those guys, they know it all. If you want to do, fast pass, or you just want to do some shopping and experience too, if you want to ride some rides, they got the ins and outs of everything out there. Obviously, we don't have to add to your itinerary, but we can help expedite some of it if there's something that you specifically want to do. In your word, you might not be able to, especially with those lines. That being said, though, I mean, it's off season technically, right? Where's the Weller foolproof jersey? Hey, Carl, what's up, buddy? I have the Weller foolproof jerseys in the closet. We do have a new like store page now. We redid those. The proof point, so full proof being 114 proof is the number on the back of the jersey, but we actually have the blue, the full proof, the black, the 12, and the red, the 107 jerseys. I have possession of all of those, and we've got those back up and running on the website. So if anyone wants one, you'll place a purchase, and it won't go to production until I authorize it. So we can have some communication there, and I can get you set up, and then we can get those sent to production and sent out. The cool part about the company is, well, one, I don't make any money. That's the crappy part, I guess, in that they only do one off, so there's no profit to make. I don't make any money. But the good news is they will do one off. So we also have the it's not gay if it's TSA shirt with the guy getting a pat down and the guy's touching his junk, stick figure style. So we have some funny ones too. But I love those jerseys, man. We'll have to wear some of those when we're out and about. Carlush, it's been a while, man. It's been a while, buddy. I miss you. I know you don't need to come back to Whiskey Society, but I hope you're doing well, brother. We're just finishing up here. We got like another minute and a half. Like I said, we're trying to keep this to an hour-long stream, and then we are out. So we'll go shower. We'll hop on Discord if you guys need the invite. Make sure you scroll up. Dollar Bill Will posted it for the Discord link, and we'll hang out, have a couple whiskey pours, play some video games, and talk some crap. A lot has changed, Carl. A lot has changed since then, man. Probably a shirt I shouldn't wear on the plane. No, the TSA ones are hilarious. Like I honestly like the meme started because a dude, like a fat dude, wore it to the airport to get a pat down, and he purposely alarmed in the groin area. He's like, it's not gay if it's TSA, and his arms are out wide, trying to hug on the guy that's patting him down. All right, so gotta go do our cleanup. Tom Black just popped in right in time for us to close the stream in the next 30 seconds. But we'll go in. We'll drink some more 13th Colony Cash Strength after we get it showered up, and then we'll get all this stuff put away. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, cigar pack courtesy of Mark Duffy. The only one in here that I bought was the Cohiba. The ones we were smoking on was one of the Cuban Classics. A little sticker here for this one, and that one said, oh boy, if I can read, Don Pepin Garcia. We had the Bushmills and the Teelings from the sample packs from my parents from when they were out in Dublin, Ireland. So we will try to make sure we do something for you guys in the future too with that Bushmills, because we'll have a black bush sample to give out too. We know how Travis feels about black bushes. If you guys are in the Discord, that's all I'm gonna say. Catch you guys later. Cheers.